I'm just making my way along this little road past all these pretty little houses and barns, and I'm on my way to see St Aldhelm's chapel. I have not made much progress on my walk yet. I'm only like 10 minutes in, but I have to keep stopping and looking at all the plants because there's so much variety around here. And I just spotted this crazy patch of red dead nettle, but obviously it's more purple, but yeah, purple or red dead nettle, call it what you want. This is considered a weed by many, but it's actually an edible and medicinal plant. Despite the name, it's not in the stinging nettle family, it's actually in the mint family, but I think it's just called that because it slightly resembles nettles. It doesn't sting and it doesn't have any poisonous lookalikes. It's a very distinct plant. In terms of medicinal properties, it's known for being an astringent and a diuretic and also a mild laxative, I think. Don't know if that's a benefit or not. Well, if you're constipated, then yes, it would be a benefit. It also contains anti-inflammatory compounds and potentially antibacterial and antifungal compounds also. But obviously, like with a lot of herbs, more research is generally needed in order to understand how these compounds work and whether they can work well in the human body or not. But yeah, I know that a lot of herbalists do use this plant, so give it a try if you wish. You could use it just like a normal vegetable or herb, or you could dry it out and have it as a tea. So just coming up to Chapman's Pool, and I've come from a different direction today. So I've just come from the direction of Wrenscombe car park. I just made a little bit of a detour down to Chapman's Pool because I've been desperate to have a dip after a really stressful 2 weeks of work, and I'm now off for 10 days. So I feel like that water is just going to heal me. But apparently March is the coldest time of the year to get in the sea, so I may well retract that statement. The sun was out all morning and now it's gone, and I think it's about to rain, so better get a move on. Let's just do a quick, really cool hairstyle. I washed my hair yesterday and I don't want to get it salty. And I now need to pretend that I'm not aware that the sea is fucking freezing. Pretend that it's not the coldest time of the year to go in the sea. Jesus Christ, I can confirm it's fucking freezing. It probably just feels worse because the sun isn't out. It's not that cold today though, it's like 12 degrees I think. Oh my lord. It was actually nice walking out, it felt warm walking out of that. Ew! I just realised I'm standing on one of these clay rocks. It started raining as soon as I got out of the sea, and none of my stuff is waterproof. Like my phone would have been okay, but the camera and other clothes and food that I had in my bag were going to get soaked. So I was like proper frantically getting dressed on the rocks. And there was people up on the cliff with binoculars. So if they panned down over to where I was, they probably would have had a good laugh. I'm back up on the cliff overlooking Chapman's Pool just down there, and I'm going to carry on following around to the left to get to the little chapel. There's a whole damn forest of wild brassicas growing, looking over the edge of this cliff. They're living life on the edge. They have super thick, crunchy leaves that have like a smooth, matte surface. I am nearly there, it's just over there. And then I looked to the right. Sweet Jesus! Look at those steps. And it started raining again, so I got to put the camera away, but I'm gonna go and tackle those steps now. Ooh, this is nice. And there's a bench here where you can sit amongst the forest of wild brassicas and look out to the sea. Lovely jubbly. By the way, those stairs absolutely done me in. And I'd say I'm moderately fit, but that was really hard. Approaching target destination. It's so small. Oh. I made it all the way here and now I'm here. I don't actually want to go in because it's really creepy. Hello? Hello? So dark. There's a Celtic blessing. Shall I read it? May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, the rains fall soft upon your fields, and until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. There's not much point me having the camera on in here because you won't be able to see anything. But it's just a tiny little box, but it's really sweet. It has got a very nice echo in here. I'm not a singer, that really hurt my throat. And there's lots of juicy greens hanging out around the church as well, or the chapel. That is some sea beet, a really good spinach alternative. It's much thicker and crunchier and more substantial. That's a very tasty one. I'm back. So my vlogging from the chapel onwards got cut short because it started hammering it down and I was like an hour's walk from the car in no waterproofs. So I scurried along back to the car and grabbed a pasty and a jug of cider and then drove home. So yeah, I'm back today continuing the vlog and hopefully going to identify a few more edible plants as I go along. And the sun is out, so woo! All of these down here are Alexander plants, and these ones haven't gone to flower yet, so that means that the shoots will still be quite nice. The best time to pick them is from like February up until when they start flowering, which is kind of around now, but obviously this bunch hasn't started yet. This plant was brought over as a crop by the Romans to feed their animals, but it was also very much used in British cooking, more back in the day, but now we use celery instead. All parts of this plant are edible, down from the root up to the stem and to the leaves, flowers and seeds. But I think people mostly use the shoots like a vegetable, and people also collect the seeds because apparently they're quite nice and spicy. I haven't tried the seeds personally, but that's just what I've heard. If you go ahead and snap off one of the shoots and give it a good whiff, you will get like a sweet, fragrant kind of aroma, and some people describe it as being a little bit spicy. I wouldn't agree so much on the spicy bit, but to me it's borderline citrus, like it's got a tangy, sweet kind of smell. There's loads more just over here as well, so yes, it's likely when you spot them, they will be everywhere. This is only just around the corner from the other ones I was just looking at, and these ones are budding and flowering already. So if you wanted to, you could use the buds and the flower heads a bit like broccoli. And you might find if you pick one of the flower heads and give that a whiff, it smells a little bit more towards celery. It's still got a very like sweet, floral, tangy kind of fragrance, but it has got like a hint of celery in there as well. Just down here, we've actually got the red or purple dead nettle growing in amongst common stinging nettle. So here you can actually see the difference. I like to think by now that most people know stinging nettles are edible, and they're actually considered a superfood because they contain so many vitamins and minerals. So you can use them as a spinach substitute. You could compare the flavour slightly to spinach, but they do sort of have their own flavour that you'll just have to try out for yourself. So all the young shoots that are coming up right now are perfect to be eating because they're young and fresh. You don't want to be eating stinging nettles once they've started to flower. So now is the perfect time to pick them and try them out. I don't really eat them that often. What I tend to do is collect a big bunch, dry them out, and then I use them as stinging nettle tea. And my second favourite use for nettles is the seeds. So towards the end of summer, I collect as many seeds as I can from lots of different plants. I don't just strip one plant of all its seeds. But yeah, I collect a big jar of seeds and then I use these and sprinkle them. On like yogurt, cereal, salads, that sort of thing, because the seeds contain a lot of benefits also. There's absolutely loads of these little brown fluffy flies all over the flowers of the Alexanders. No idea what they are, but I'm going to try and find out. But if anyone does know off the top of their heads what these flies are, they're actually like a fluffy brown orange colour. So this is Windspit Quarry, but you can't actually go into the quarry area. It's closed now, which is a shame. I haven't been here in a few years. I forgot how lush it was. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I just went for a little walk and I put all my bags down and I got over to the rocks and there was lizards everywhere. So I just come back to grab my camera so I can try and get some footage of them. Just seen a big mama come out of one of the cracks in the rocks as well. Hello. Hey, beautiful. Been bent over for about 10 minutes now doing this. They're probably thinking, can you piss off now, love? I've actually just spotted them. They're both peeking out at me. Can you see them? I'm walking back along the hedgerows now. I've had a good long look at all the lizards and I just spotted in this bush here a load of wild violets. So there is one of the leaves and that is one of the flowers and they smell absolutely insane. This is where the classic Parma violet flavour comes from. So yes, these used to be used in puddings and sweets. If you smell them, you'll see what I'm talking about. They smell awesome. And you can eat the leaves also, but you definitely can't eat the seeds and the roots. So yes, with plants, the whole plant is not necessarily edible. This is seemingly a patch of grass on a verge, but actually if you look closer at the colours and the shapes, then you'll see that there is a wild edible here. This is generally known as crow garlic. It's a type of wild onion, so it's in the allium family. As you can see from a distance, it looks like grass. But if you assess the colour a bit more closely, I would say this is like a bluey green as opposed to a yellowy green. Let's take a closer look. So if you snap one off, you'll see it's hollow. It's a little tube, so it's like chives. It's got a cylindrical shape as opposed to the surrounding grass, which is flat and blade-like. But of course, being an allium, most importantly, it smells like onions. So make sure you have a good whiff, and then you can be pretty sure of what you've got. Oh my goodness, look at the sky behind me. I'm just about going to escape that. So yeah, signing off. Happy foraging, catch you at the next one. Bye.